All right, everybody, I wanted to welcome you to the call today. My name is Michael Silver, Executive Vice President for Global Training for Powerteam. We have an impactful, amazing experience today with Mr. Bill Walsh. It's time to open up your Twitter accounts. It's time to Facebook Live. On Twitch, you want to host a channel, and it's going to just be an amazing presentation. We're very excited. This next gentleman I'm going to bring on has globally changed the world. He has spoke all around the world. He has been on big stages, large stages. He's helped people make it to that next level. He did turnarounds for 10 years. He'll tell you more about that. And he's been impactful, changed all of our lives. He created Powerteam, which put people on stages all over the world. And he's brilliant at what he does. And he will take you to that next level, whether it's speaking, training, masterminds, internet marketing, social media, whatever it is. So without any further ado, my mentor, my friend, because I've been on stages around the world and I've seen nobody like him before. Let's give a huge, big standing ovation for Mr. Bill Walsh.
How are you, brother? Good to have you on. Thank you so much for the nice introduction. I'll pay you
it's
for
so good.
words later. So welcome, everyone.
You're good. Have a great time.
Let me just take a few minutes and share with you some insights, some ideas and concepts to become an even better public speaker, how to monetize your voice from stage, and how to really rise above the noise. So first of all, to become a great public speaker, you have to know your content. You've got to be great at something. You've got to bring something to the table. So whether it's your passion about telling stories, whether your passion is gardening, cooking, shopping, travel, business growth, social media, it doesn't matter what it is. What are you great at that you're passionate about? You see, when you begin to talk about things that you're passionate about, when you begin to lecture on things that you're great at, people are going to pay attention, especially if your message is designed for the audience. It is critically important that you understand that if you bring your message to the wrong audience, you may not have the connection. So before you speak in front of a group, whether you're on a YouTube channel or you're on a live channel or you're doing a big event with 20 to 20,000 people, know your audience and know your stuff. I'm not saying know your pre-programmed presentation. I started my career out of high school and college as a trader, did turnarounds for almost 10 plus years, took some time off, and began to launch programs and services to help small business. Whether it was our incubator course, Rainmaker, or our funding of companies, or our masterminds, or our speaker programs, one designed for those that want to speak and sell from stage, one designed for those that just really have a passion, just to get out there and get paid to speak. Didn't matter. At the end of the day, we built a conglomerate worldwide that helps small business, that helps speakers, and really understand the idea that the only way you become a better speaker is to speak. So don't worry if someone tells you you're not good enough, you don't have this, you don't have that. Listen, you got to shut down all the noise. Ask yourself, what are you great at? Does it serve a lot of people? Do you love it? Are you passionate about it? And if you can answer yes to those things, the world deserves to hear your story. So I need you to write this down. My story is too good to play small. My story is too good to play small. As a speaker, when you do pass away, you're going to have a grave site possibly, and it's going to have some dates on there. It's the date that you were born, right? It's the date that you passed away or moved to the next place in life. And there's always going to be a dash in the center. But I would tell you as a speaker today, it's all about the dash. It's the day you were born and the day you figured out why. And that dash has to really help you understand that I don't care what people tell you. You have to level up above the noise to realize that your story is too good to play small. To realize that you need to be broadcasting your story. You need to have a passion for what you speak about and the fact that you can help people with something very clear, something very tangible, right? So it doesn't matter. You could speak about gardening. Once again, you could speak about writing your books. You could speak about getting PR. You could speak about how to negotiate well. These are all things, once again, that the market is looking for qualified people that have a story and have a message and have a passion to bring it to market. So once again, what are you great at? Does it help some people? Is there money in the space? What's your big why? Are you passionate about it? And then go out there and do it. Well, I don't know what to say, Bill. How do I get over the fear of public speaking? Let me get you over the fear of public speaking. You have to understand that when you give a presentation, it's not a presentation, it's a conversation. Write down, move the presentation to a conversation. The minute you begin to have a conversation, I don't care if you're speaking to 20,000 people, you're really speaking to that one person that's in the chair that really needed to hear your message today. So if you're on a stream and there's 5,000 on the stream or 20 on the stream, you're speaking to each person individually. And it's really a great idea to ask some questions. What type of business are you in? You know, are you an entrepreneur? You know, are you serious about growing your business? How many here like the idea of becoming great at gardening? How many here are serious about becoming even healthier, even wealthier? See, the more you can ask the engaging questions, it makes it easy to figure out where to take the audience as you go down the path of your message. Whether it's 5 minutes, 20 minutes, or 5 hours, it's always around a process that you've got to identify the challenge that most are facing in your niche. From there, you've got to give them some solutions. You got to give them great websites, great tools, great content. So even if they never, ever buy from you, you've given them so much content that they can use that right now to better themselves. So if you're a speaker, just write this down. Get a book cover done. Go to killercovers.com, get a book cover done. Get a press release done. Join an organization called Help a Reporter Out. Get on their list so that they'll call you for interviews. They're going to ask you for information. This is a great place, once again, to get free exposure to your story and your brand. But if you're waiting for this stuff to happen, if you're waiting for the USA to call you, it's not going to happen, which means you've got to continue to create great content. Content. Move the content into free membership sites, create activity zones, begin to launch your own Facebook groups, begin to launch your own private groups where you give away maybe a 5-page special report or a 20-minute consult, but put them in your private group. Once they're in the private group, now you can go back and add more value, maybe even create an offer for that group, create an offer for that organization. See, as a speaker, it's your duty, it's your job to go speak. If you're great at what you're doing, it helps people, it's your duty to go speak. See, one-on-one, you can help one person at a time. 1 on 20, 1 on 50, 1 on 500, you can serve thousands at a time. And you may think, well, there's only 10 people on my stream today, or there's only 5 people on the stream. Well, now you can record it. Now you can put it out there on multiple different broadcasting tools, whether it's Instagram, InShot. Look at all these tools that are out there right now that you can use. Perfect Video to edit the videos. InstaShot's an easy one, right? InShot, go to InShot. It's an app you can download, upload the video, put your opt-in codes, put a text opt-in code in there. Text opt-in codes are the future of where this stuff is going. The biggest companies in the world all use text opt-in codes, right? So you can text a word in and move them down a path. Then you can give them some more free stuff. Then they can be a part of one of your private groups. Then they can maybe take a survey or what I call a strategy session with you. See, the more strategy sessions you book, the more successful you become. But if you keep your message to yourself, you're not cheating yourself, you're cheating the marketplace. And if you're waiting to get started, please write this down. You don't got to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. And these are just a few of the tips that if you're thinking about speaking, don't be afraid. Get way outside your comfort zone. Because outside the comfort zone, that's where all the fun is at. And as you go down this path as a public speaker, your first 100 talks, they're nothing but practice. That's it. 0 to 100 real quick. That's what Drake said. 0 to 100 real quick. I'm going to tell you the same thing today. 0 to 100. I don't care if it's a webinar, a telesummit, a live event, a broadcast, a live broadcast, a digital recording, an interview somewhere. Those are all presentations. You know, and if you say, well, where do I speak at, Bill? Let me give you some ideas. Want to speak to millionaires? Go to a website called Vistage. Want to speak to rockstar entrepreneurs? Really simple, everybody. Go to a website called Club Corp. Club Corp is looking for speakers every day at their events at all their business centers around the country. Think this through for a second. Number one, who's my perfect audience? Number two, what can I help them with? Number three, what does it look like for me to always work on myself to get to the top of the game? See, as a speaker, all it really does for you is it gives you exponential broadcasting of your message. That's it. That's all it comes down to. So if you know that you have some greatness within, if you know your story is powerful, and you might not understand just how good your story is, share it with someone else. If someone else believes you've got something to share, and the market, I know if you spent any number of years, more than 5 years in one niche, you've got some expertise. And please don't keep it to yourself. Bring it to the marketplace. Do it today. Don't wait. Don't wait for the market to come to you. But as a speaker, the secret is to really formulate this. So once again, understand your expertise. Understand how to get empowered, have the right tools. Understand how to get the exposure. There are so many new ways for exposure. You know, whether it's launching your own podcast, you can go to Anchor, set up your own free podcast. It puts you on Spotify, puts you on iTunes, all these great ways, right? But the bottom line, the fourth quadrant, is execution. You have to work at it day and night. You have to be on the offense with your marketing. If you are waiting for success to bang on your door, you're in fantasy land. So when I look at public speaking and I begin to think about it, you've got to understand, what am I an expert at? Who can I serve? How big is the marketplace? Am I committed to it? Am I committed to becoming a great speaker? And a great speaker is someone that gets out there and does it more times, right? But they also have a passion for what they teach about. You have to have a passion for what you teach about. People can feel your passion. They need to feel that you care. You've heard this a million times before they care how much you know. But more importantly from that, you got to give them good stuff. You got to be researching all the time. You got to be doing your homework all the time. Because if you're not doing the homework, someone else is. And you are positioned as an expert in your niche, so pick the niche. Get your book cover done. Get yourself, once again, in shot. Get your app going. Begin to shoot these little videos. But get out there and bring your message to the market. Those are just a few of the serious secrets to become a great speaker. And I share this with you because I know you've got a message inside. Now take that message and bring it to the world. There's no reason to wait. So I want to set the tone today around really taking and being willing to step outside your comfort zone. I wanted to talk about today, and I'll bring a couple of guests on that I'll interview for you that give you some ideas about really stepping up your game today. And I'm going to take a lot of questions. Guys, I know we got a lot of folks on the stream today. I want you to post your questions. Go to Facebook, get a live going, get a you know, what do they call them, a watch party or whatever it is, right? Go to Instagram, you know, and don't forget to like us on Twitch or like us on YouTube, wherever you're watching from today. But we see most of your questions. So begin to type your questions in now. I'll get to them in about 5 to 10 minutes. So if it's okay with you, begin to type questions you have now. Any question around the area of business growth or public speaking, I would love to share some of this stuff with you. If you have a passion to speak on stages, if you'd like to learn how to sell from stages, I recommend you text the word platinum. Text the word platinum to 26786. My team will type this in for you. Text the word platinum to 26786. We'll set up a strategy session for you, no charge, give you access to some more cool tools. But this is designed for the person that says, Bill, I'm really great at something. I need to be on stage selling. I believe I've got something that could help a lot of people, that my message, my story is just too good to play small. So let me do this. I'm going to take the broadcast today out to Southern California. I have a very special guest that's on with us today. She is one of the top negotiators in the world. How about that? She has literally been a part of thousands of negotiations, and she's probably saved her customers millions of dollars about becoming an even better communicator. So I'm going to ask her a few questions, have some fun. She's now speaking on national tour. And I know national tour sounds, woo, where are you guys going? Texas, Florida? No, we're not, because we can't go to those states. But we're doing so much virtual. And her message is helping so many people. So let me see if I can bring on Christine Mckay. She's a very special guest, someone I've got a lot of respect for. Christine, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Thank
you. You can't?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. I love your hair color.
Thanking you. You know me, it's always changing.
You always bring the energy. I just love it. So maybe you could just take a couple minutes, share a bit of your story, give us a few tips on how to become a master negotiator, how they can find information about you if they'd like to work with you, because our stream just keeps getting bigger. More people are adding right now, and I love it. So please, watch parties, share this. Please like our Twitch page. Twitch is a great place for everyone today. Get your own free Twitch channel. You can have paid subscribers on Twitch now. Get your free YouTube channel. Begin to use this as a place to store all your videos. So Christine, I'm gonna bring it over to you for a moment. Could you share with our audience a bit of your story, right? And maybe some great tips on becoming an even better communicator and really understand that. I did not attend Villanova, but we did our Rainmaker course there, Anna. Thank you. Thanks, Anna. Go ahead, Christine.
Thank you, Bill. I just have to say, Platinum Speaker Camp was just like an amazing experience. And I'm just really honored to be part of it. So a little bit about who I am, and thank you for that invitation. I started out my adult life as an unwed teen mom living in the back of my 1972 Chrysler Newport. And I had 3 kids by the time I was 22 and was on welfare for over 8 years and decided I wanted a different life. And so I renegotiated my life and ultimately earned, it was actually the proudest day of my life, was the day that my 3 daughters walked across stage in front of me to get their teddy bears from Dean Kim Clark right before he gave me my MBA from Harvard University.
Wow.
But I love, I grew up in north central Montana in a tiny town of like 550 people. My parents are small business owners. And after graduating from Harvard, I started working with lots of Fortune 500. I've negotiated with almost half the Fortune 500 in 53 countries. But I got so frustrated because I did a lot of work in mergers and acquisitions and divestitures where there were a lot of small companies who were these large corporations, customers and suppliers. And I saw how they took advantage of them. I saw how big companies are housed with specialists and smaller companies have generalists. Right. And it automatically puts us at a disadvantage in the negotiation because information is power. And so I became passionate about working with smaller companies and helping them level the playing field in their negotiations. And so we created programs that teach how to negotiate. So we have a signature program called the Negotiation Mastery Class where we talk about the 3 core elements of negotiation. The first thing is you've got to know what you want and why you want it. You've got to know what you want and why you want. Know what you want and why. Right? Because the thing is that negotiation is an inherently emotional thing. And anybody who tells you that it's not, and anyone who says it's just business is lying. Because even the people who are saying it's just business, that's a very emotional thing to say, because that's somebody who wants to win all the time. And if you text negotiate to 26786, you can learn your default negotiation style, because that's the second thing. You've got to know what your default style is. Now, there are styles. I was just on a webinar that was conducted by a professor out of the University of Copenhagen earlier this week, and it was amazing. And he talked about negotiation styles and nonverbal language. And in his view, there's definitely a style that's better than the rest. But we all use all of these different styles. And there are times when those styles may work better for us than others. So once you know what you're going to ask for, you have to know how you're going to ask for it, because the how matters, because you're trying to create collaboration. This same professor did a study that shows that if you're negotiating for a circle, the amount of value that really exists is 42% larger than what you see, because we are not taught how to negotiate looking for kind of unspoken incentives that create additional value. We're taught to negotiate using a checklist. Here's the 10 things that I want. I got this, I got this, I got this, I didn't get this, I got this. And at the end of it, we tally up that score sheet and say, we got 8 out of 10 of the things we wanted. We won. But in reality, those 2 things you didn't get, just if you had gotten only those 2 things, you could have created more value and earned more money, stayed in business longer, retained more customers, and retained more employees than if you'd given away all the other 8 things.
And how do you find, this is a great question, we'll go back, and thanks for giving that gift out to everybody. How do you find that your ability to effectively communicate and negotiate better has made you a better speaker? We have a lot of speakers on today, guys, and please keep sharing this on your watch list and do your watch parties, whatever it is, and do me a favor and just tag while you're listening. Go on your Facebook and tag, hey, join into this right now, because we got a lot of stuff to share with you. I've only got an hour, we got about 40 minutes, but I want to give you a lot more stuff on public speaking. But what would you say are some of the things that your ability to effectively negotiate has made you a better communicator from the stage, whether it's live or it's online? This is something I'd like our folks that are tuned in to hear about.
I think it's really important to understand the cues, the nonverbal cues.
Yeah.
And that isn't just like somebody folded their arms. They could actually be pretty comfortable with their arms folded and they're just, taking a position, right? But understanding when the energy goes down in a room and figuring out and knowing in advance, being prepared, how am I going to raise the energy level? If you're speaking right after lunch, guaranteed your energy level is going down. What are you going to do to make sure it goes up? And so planning that into your presentation is really important, because if you haven't planned it into your presentation and you're not anticipating, it's no different than in a sales situation when you get an objection. A negative nonverbal or a drop in energy is an objection to your sales. You're trying to, if you're selling from stage and you're trying to sell, that energy drop, that's an objection. And in order to overcome it, you've got to figure out how to raise that energy level.
That's a good thing. I did an event one time for a big travel group, and it was really funny because I had like the morning spot, right? And it was really quite amazing because I did the presentation the day before, and they paid me a nice sum to give the 1-hour lecture, and they said, "Can you do the same lecture tomorrow?" Mm-hmm. I said, "For the same fee, sure, I'll come right back downstairs." And they said, "No problem, we'll pay you the same fee, but you're going to be the one that opens up during breakfast. So you're going to be the keynote during breakfast." Now realize this is in Las Vegas, 7:30 in the morning for about 800 people.
Yep.
So anyway, I was ready for the energy. I made sure they had the coffee out early, and the room was packed. I couldn't believe it. They all showed up. It must have been the breakfast. Maybe it was the speaker. Don't know. But literally, by the time my talk was done, I had them on their chairs, standing on their chairs, just, going all out at 1,000%. And the poor guy that had to follow me was a former executive of one of the largest cruise companies in the world.
Yeah.
So he got on stage after I took him to cloud 14 out of 10, right? And he got on stage and he was very monotone.
Oh, yeah.
And he was, "Good morning. And I'm going to give you all the facts today." And within about 15 minutes, many of the front tables, people were kind of flooping over like they were going to sleep.
Yep.
And I felt so bad for him. And literally he cut his presentation short. And he came over and he said, "You have given one of the greatest speeches I've ever watched in front of an audience at 7:30 in the morning. Unheard of." He says, "But I will never follow you again."
How unfortunate, because it actually isn't that hard to actually switch it around so he could have maintained that level. That should have been what he was aspiring to.
And that's the thing, your ability to effectively communicate will dictate the quality of your life, your bank account, and all of your relationships.
Yes.
And that's why I tell everyone that I get a chance to that if you get a chance to work with Christine and she can help you with becoming an even more effective communicator / negotiator, number one, you're going to have an edge in every conversation you have. Just write that down. Have an edge in every conversation you have, because you'll begin to learn the outcome of the conversation, right? Long before you go into it.
Yep.
And that really is a gift that you've been able to acquire. but you've also done 1,000+ negotiations.
Oh, yes. And I have hundreds of millions of dollars.
You know, and so it's really, really cool. And Diane, you look like a cousin. I love it. Thanks, Diane. So, you know, these are the things. And I guess, what are some wisdom tips that you would share with speakers that they're on? I mean, most people on this broadcast today are here because they have a passion to speak. They have a passion to get on stage. They have a passion to get their message out to more people. Mm-hmm. What are some wisdom tips that you would give? Hello, welcome, Queen Victoria of Sheba.
I
love it. So what are the things what are some of the wisdom tips you'd like to share with this group? And then I know you only had a few minutes to jump on, and I appreciate it, but maybe just a few wisdom tips you might have.
I think one of the first ones is to know thyself. Because I think that when you're, first of all, being on stage is like there's no more vulnerable place you can really be.
Right.
It's incredibly vulnerable. And I think that when you're comfortable in your own skin and you've paid attention to who you are and how you react in different situations, and this is applicable whether you're speaking on stage or when you're negotiating, knowing how you're going to react, anticipating kind of what your nonverbals and verbal cues are and how you're reacting makes a difference, because it makes you much more powerful. It makes you much more relatable. And that's the other thing. Be relatable, be honest. I mean, we're all just people. I mean, I have to say that one of the things I've learned the most about traveling and working in 53 countries is people are people everywhere.
Yes.
We all want the same things. We want to be loved. We want to be cared for. We want to, I just saw the note from Valerie regarding negotiating difficult people. You know, a quick tidbit is boiling teapot eventually runs out of steam. And so you just listen, ask lots and lots and lots of open-ended questions, and they start to wrap themselves around an axle, and kind of, and if they get mad, they kind of peter out after a while because the teapot's empty. But I think that our ability to kind of pay attention, I mean, that's the thing about negotiation. And I think it is the thing about being successful in anything we do is about questioning. Asking questions after questions.
That's a great topic. Let me just jump in here for a second. That's a great topic right there, is about asking the right questions. What are some of the right questions for you when you go on stage, whether it's virtual or live, whatever it is? You know, I always like to ask, how many on this broadcast are an entrepreneur? So if you're an entrepreneur, put a number one in your comment box wherever you're at and push return. If you're an entrepreneur, put number one, right? I always like to ask, how many like the idea of earning more passive income? How many like the idea of monetizing your voice or your story? You know, put some more ones in there, right? Just keep at it and just putting some ones, because, see, if you're involved with the presentation and you're part of the audience, and I know some of the audience, maybe you can't post or whatever it might be, but, you know, it doesn't work. But the more ones that we see, what you've just created is we just created a new way to share the message.
Right.
And thanks for helping us grow the Twitch channel. Paulie, send me a message, buddy. I'm all about good ideas to grow the Twitch channel. So we're always open to good ideas. And this is the thing, is that what are some of the things that you like, right, to do, or questions you like to ask an audience to move them down a path? Once again, I think it's good to feel more comfortable with you. That'd be good.
So one of the questions
hang on a second. Thank you, Anne. Very nice of you.
One of the questions I ask the audience is, have you ever felt taken advantage of in a negotiation? Because everybody has. Have you felt that you've lost in a negotiation, right? Because most of us have.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then it's like, do you like to win? You know, who here would like to win more? Who'd like to be even more successful, right? Because negotiation, all of that hinges on negotiation. The quality of your relationship hinges on negotiation.
Big time.
Right. Negotiation is nothing more. People think about it as a point in time. but it's not. It's a process because it's a relationship. A negotiation is a relationship, and every salesperson will tell, a good salesperson will say the best customer is the customer they already have. So it's a lifetime relationship, which means it's a lifetime of negotiation. So really kind of questions are around being taken. Have you ever felt taken advantage of? Have you ever felt like you've lost in a negotiation? Have you ever been afraid to ask for what you want in a negotiation?
That's a great one. You know, I think that's a big thing when you're on stage. You've got to be willing to ask the right questions, ask the tougher questions, right? I mean, I'll even go so far as, listen, if what I'm going to talk about that doesn't really relate with you, you might as well go outside and get some coffee. You know, if you already have all the answers, you don't need to be here. I'm okay with that because I do believe in separating positive from negative energy. If you have negative people in your room that you can, there's some people in life that when they come in the room, the lights go dim.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
So negative.
Oh, yes.
And there's other people that come in the room, they brighten every room, right?
Yep.
But I think those are also the tough questions that you've got to challenge people from the stage from the beginning. Because the minute you take that mic, it's your mic. It's your room, right? And whoever has the mic, they're in control. So it's important that you know that as soon as you walk in front of that audience that, you know, you're there to deliver. Tell them what you're going to tell them what you told them, and then tell them again.
Exactly. And mindset matters in that whole conversation, right? How you feel about yourself, the story that you're playing on your own, you know, in your own brain, that is going to drive your success when you're speaking on stage. And speaking on stage is just a negotiation. For me, when I'm on stage, it's a negotiation. I'm negotiating with the audience. And so the things that I do as a negotiator, there are a lot of things that overlap in terms of what it is to be speaking.
I want to say to Cheryl Brenner, Cheryl from our team just posted, if you have a passion to speak and sell from stage, if you know for a fact that you'd like maybe some training on that, be a part of a much larger global group of speakers, just text the word platinum to 26786. Cheryl Brenner manages many of our speakers nationwide. She's one of the gatekeepers to all of our stages. So I recommend you really get to know Cheryl. Just text it in. She'll follow up with you probably in the next 24 to 48 hours. But, you know, Cheryl, thanks for all that you do.
Cheryl's amazing. Cheryl's amazing. And if you are considering learning to speak from stage or sell from stage, Platinum Speaker Camp was like getting a Harvard MBA in public speaking.
Thank you. Thank you. So what are some last words of any last comments you have for the audience? Once again, we've got a lot of speakers on from different parts of the world. Some are opting in, some are commenting. And don't forget, guys, if you have some questions, this is a great time. Just type your question. Any question you have about business growth or public speaking, you know, listen, guys, I can't cook. I'm not a life coach. I'm not a health coach. I'm not a fitness coach, right? But I'm a damn good business coach. And I've trained speakers all over the world in many, many countries how to become an even better speaker, how to sell from stage. So if you have any questions at all today, this is an open opportunity for you to ask those questions. So don't be afraid to type your question in. Glad to help with that. Go ahead, Christine.
Well, first, thank you, Diane. I appreciate that comment very much. So I think the big thing is, in order to be good at negotiating, you literally do have to know yourself. Like, if you think about it, there's you, there's me, and there's an outcome. And like, my logo is a 3-circle Venn diagram because negotiation happens in that common ground. I call it the Venn zone. It happens where those circles overlap, and that's where agreement happens. And if you don't know you don't have a good mindset. If you're not confident in what you're asking for, if you don't believe that you deserve what you are asking for, you will not be successful in your negotiation.
Yeah.
And I think
one more thing. What's your text opt-in again? So
my text opt-in is text negotiate to 26786, and you'll get to learn your default negotiation style.
Hey, listen, you heard it here first. Christine, I know it was last minute. As always, you over-deliver. And thanks again for all you do. And
You're awesome. We'll see you later. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
cheers.
So how awesome is that, right? That you get someone that has lectured around the world, 50-some countries, and she comes on and just gives out great content. You see, what you have to realize is that every day you have to be on the offense with your promotions. Every day, you should be doing a simple 1-minute video. Let me teach you and show you a simple 1-minute video process that can absolutely change many facets of your business if you'll just keep it this simple. So please, here's the outline. Grab your cell phone when this broadcast is over. I want you to think in your mind 3 things you can help people with around one topic. So let's just say that you pick a topic and the topic is around building great habits. And you might tell them that to build great habits, you have to make sure your habits line up with your goals. If your daily habits don't line up with your goals, all you do is spin. And if you spin, you live most of your life in a place called Busyville. And if you're in Busyville, you'll never get to Successville. Does that make sense? So number 1, habits got to line up with your goals. Number 2, you got to build a great daily method of operation. It's called a DMO. If you build a great DMO or daily method of operation and you start your day with the big rocks first, get the golden nuggets out of the way. Get the big nuggets out of the way. If you'll do that, the day becomes a lot more smooth instead of waiting. And you always write these down the night before. And this is a big one. Pick a topic. So write this down. Pick a topic. Keep it under 1 minute so it's Instagram friendly. Once you've done that, this is super important, everybody, you have to have a call to action. No matter what you're going to do, you have to have a call to action. Now, I'm going to try something while we're here. I'm going to see if I can actually find something really cool to show you exactly how I've done what I just talked to you about. Because I think that documentation will always beat conversation. Does that make sense? Documentation will always beat conversation. So begin to think about this, right? Is that, could I take the time to create a 1-minute video? Could I make it simple? Could I show people how it works? Let me actually take you to a screen right now, and I'm not the most technologically savvy person, but I'm going to show you something really quickly about how you can do exactly what I told you to do, generate leads and generate sales from a 1-minute video that you do once a week. When you upload the video to an app called InShot, you can get for about $9. You then edit the video with your opt-in, and then you push a button and it goes to all your social channels. It hits your Instagram, it hits your Twitter feed, hits your Facebook feed, right? And you need to be consistent with doing one video, just one 1-minute video, at least once or twice a week. So if you can commit to doing one video once or twice a week, you can do magic with things we're talking about. So let me see if I can get this to work. Hang on a second. I'm working on this here. Hang on. Let me just make sure I can get it. You are going to look and see what's called my Instagram page. That's my Instagram page. And I would like it if you guys would like me on Instagram. Just go to @BillWalsh360. Give me a little like sign or a follow me sign, whatever they do, a little heart sign and follow, because we appreciate this. But you can see the video that I created. Now, the video is right in the backyard, nothing special. Probably could have did a better job with my hair, but whatever. The wind was blowing, right, a little bit. But I put claim your free gift. Text success to 26786. And I'm going to show you exactly what the video looks like. No multiple takes, one take. Be natural. But this one little tip can change your whole business, because by the time we are done on all of our social channels, about 400 views and more than around 47 opt-ins, and now probably a few sales. So total cost to produce, nothing. Total broadcasting fee, nothing. It's taking your intellectual property and putting it out to the marketplace. So let's see if we can make this play.
Hey guys, it's Bill Walsh. I just thought I'd give you a 1-minute video on a few tips on time management. I know this is really challenging, but habits are everything. You've got to build something called a great DMO, a daily method of operation, which really means that before you go to bed every night, you plan your success for tomorrow. Get rid of the big nuggets. Get rid of the big gold rocks. Get rid of the things first, but schedule them the night before. You're going to find the most successful people have the best habits. So begin to look and think today, what can you do differently than you've done in the past to make your habits really get in alignment with your big goals? write down your big goals for the week, write down your traditional daily habits, and see if they line up. That one little exercise will absolutely change your business. You can do it for quarters or for years, but start with weeks. Once again, write down the big goals, write down the habits, make sure they're lined up. If not, hey guys, it's Bill Walsh. I just thought
there
I'd
you go, right? So now you get an idea
on a few tips on time
So
management.
now you get an idea just how
this is really
fast that can happen, right? You get an idea that with 1 minute, right, it can be rebroadcast over and over and over. The app that I'm talking about, you guys, is like a red and white app called InShot. It's in the App Store. I want to say it's around $9 now, but it's a great tool to help you with this stuff. Does that make sense? So it's important that you realize your message, your story is too big to play small. Begin to learn how to use some of these tools. These tools will make a significant difference in your business. And if you can force yourself to broadcast just once a week or twice a week on Instagram through this tool, what a great way to get new leads. But you got to keep the message Instagram 1 minute friendly, and you got to keep it right to the point. And what you'll find is that if you can pick it up one step further, is ask people that like the video to share it. If you ask those that like to share it, what a game changer that is. So let me just do this. I know a couple of you guys have got some questions. Don't be afraid to ask some questions. If not, I'll tell you some of the questions people always ask, right? You know, one of the questions I get a lot from a lot of people is they ask me, you know, how do you make it look so easy? Because when you speak from a place of authenticity, when you speak about something you know, you don't have to rehearse very often. When you speak about something you know, you don't have to rehearse very often. When you really know a topic or know a subject, people can tell. Because the minute you begin to live it, write this down, the minute you begin to live it, you know it. I'm not sharing with you stuff that I haven't done, and I will promise you I've made plenty of mistakes, right? But to really own the stage means that you own the niche that you're in, and you work every day at getting better at it. You know, we're looking as we what I call elevate during these times to new ways to create more success, new ideas to get ahead of the curve. And I will tell you this, that a big part of this, you have to bring your message to market. So please write this down. Bring your message to market. And this is not a one-time thing. This is an all-time thing. It's not a one-time thing. It's an all-time thing. Every day, ask yourself, how many people did I reach today with my message? What did I do to get my message out there? I just showed you a way to generate free leads, generate sales, by doing 1 minute videos right from your iPhone or your Samsung phone or whatever it is, right? By just giving away good content with a call to action. I like to give away my book. So if you got a book that's done, put in a PDF format, have them do a text opt-in, give away the book. Follow up the book with a little 5-minute video. Follow up the video with a nice survey page. And then please, everybody, you got to follow up with those folks. But I thought it'd be great today to bring on one more special guest. We never announce these guests on this call, on this broadcast, because I think it's always fun. Last minute, who can make it? This is another amazing leader, incredible woman entrepreneur from Southern California as well, that is just knocking it out of the park for big companies like AT&T, for new entrepreneurs that are just getting started. How to get PR, how to get public relations, how do you get media to bring your story to the world. So Jennifer Horsfall, let me bring you on here. Let me see if I got you there. Hey, how you doing?
Fantastic. How about you?
It's so good to have you on. I know you're just doing so many great things and having some fun. Could you just take a quick minute or two and just share a bit of your story?
Sure. So I've been in PR, marketing, and brand experience since branding was first noted to be a term other than your logo. It's been quite a few years, right? With the ambiguous, you know, we always used to think that your brand was just your logo, and then it turned out it's about how they feel about your products and services and, you know, your staff and you know, just their whole experience with everything. And so then I've built brands all the way from vision, $0 to multi-million dollars, one that hit $1 billion in less than 3 years.
Wow.
A fantastic one, right? And I've taken companies from unknown and unliked and turned them into the go-to resource for media. So the US Oncology brand, I took from 0 media inclusion all the way to 350 articles in their first year. And every year since, they've gotten a consistent 500 and 600 articles. I taught the system to my predecessor, and they continue to do the same thing. And now I bring that to entrepreneurs everywhere.
So what would you say to speakers? This is mainly speakers on this broadcast today, on from countries around the world. What would you say are a few tips as to how they can get some more PR, more media to get their story out to the world? What would you say to them?
So first you want to know who your target audience is, and then figure out where they are. It might not be relative to your actual message, but if your target audience is there, you want to try to get on that platform. So to get on that platform, you have to be relevant to that media outlet, or whether it's a podcast, a television show, a YouTube show, a magazine, a newspaper, it doesn't matter. It's really about making your message relevant to their show. So the more you can do that and really understand, then people will have you on as a guest. So you still want to stay true to your messaging, but you want to do it in the way that it fits their program and their show and their topic. So there's angles. So you kind of think.
So what would you think that people need to have ready, so that when you're going to promote yourself to these different groups, what do they need to have ready to go to market?
Excellent question. I mean, really, you want to have your media kit. Your media kit tells the media who you are, why you're relevant. It explains your credibility. You should include a short, quick, easy to read bio that only tells the relevancy, right? Like people, so nobody cares if you have.
How long should the bio be? Should it be 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs?
It should be 1 page at the very most. But if you can fit it into 2 or 3 paragraphs, you're golden.
Good.
You don't have to say that what your hobbies are and all those other things unless they're relevant. If they're relevant, if you're a parent and you're writing parenting books or something like that, then you want to say that you're a parent of how many kids. If you do pet toys, then you want to say how many, if you're a parent, to how many pets. But other than that, those things aren't relevant. So keep them out of your bio. And then you want to have a list of the topics that you speak on. You want to have a press release that you've already written. You want to have your press clippings that you've already received so that people can see how you show up in the media, what your quotes are like, how you present on stage, things like that. So you're giving them a whole, like you want to give them everything that they need to really quickly understand you. And people often say, well, doesn't my website already do that? No.
Well, they'll get lost on your website.
Exactly. And they could go down, you want to have a list of your products and services where it's just easy, quick to read things. And you want to do it very specific for very specific media. If something's irrelevant to that media, take it out of their press kit. There is no reason not to personalize your kits. In today's world. Everything's digital, so it's super easy. Make sure that you're speaking directly to the right person. Like if you don't want to just go out generically with a generic pitch and say, hey, everybody, here I am on the market, that, interview me. You have to make it relevant for them. If you're speaking on a topic that is, an old topic, what's your new news? I think one of the most important things for people to understand with the news is that the first part of news is new.
Yeah, right.
News is just the plural of we're telling you what is new. This is new, that's new, this is new, that's new, here's a new angle. That's the news.
I love it. So I know you always have a way people can connect with you. Do you have some type of opt-in or something you can give out now, so some of these speakers that maybe are looking for some good PR tips could connect with you?
You know what? Send me an email. I got to create my opt-in still. I'm systemizing. I'm still systemizing.
We'll make sure we help you with that.
My right brain.
Guys, you can actually get a coaching session. Are you still okay with doing some complimentary coaching sessions?
Absolutely. I
think it's just ipowerteam.com/freedom. They can go right to that page, look in the drop-down box, for a strategy session. And I'll tell you what, that it is worth the weight in gold to get that time with Jennifer to work on your PR. You know, that's just such a great, amazing value.
And I
Any
have
other
10 tips.
last words of wisdom you want to share?
Yeah, I mean, for a free giveaway, I have my 10 tips on how to get in the media. And so it's just some ideas on how you can build relationships with the media and answer, you know, be their resource, because becoming their resource is really the whole key. They have a job to do. You have a job to do. Your job is to help them make their job easier.
Jennifer, you always make it look so easy.
Thanks.
I just want to say thanks for jumping on. We're excited to have you on national tour with us. Your message everyone needs, so it's perfect timing. And I just want to say a big thanks. I've got one more special guest, everybody, for probably the next 5 minutes before we finish up today. I'm going to bring her on the stream with us. She's a dynamo. She is literally someone that's done millions and millions of dollars in the real estate business, and now she's innovating. Now she's speaking on national stages because she has something so cool and so new. And this is what makes news, right? But it's the same thing for your speaking. Please write this down, everybody. You've got to innovate to win. You have to innovate to win. So let me see if I can bring her on real quickly. Carrie, we got you there, I think, somewhere. You might be on a slow stream. I'm trying to get Carrie on
my iPhone.
but
I'm trying to get on my computer.
We just can't see your picture, so turn your camera on if you would. Always see a really big black blotch.
Okay.
So maybe you turn your camera. Okay, there we go. Now we can see you. All right.
Yeah, my phone was ringing again.
So let me introduce to some and really welcome to others. You know, Carrie Jackson's on the line with us, and I just want you to talk just for a minute about the power of innovation as a speaker that can then bring your message to the world. And I want to share quickly how you worked so hard to get on this big national stage. So if you're listening today, how do you get on the big national stages, right? This is always a well-kept secret. But Carrie, I'd love for you to share that with everybody today, is that, you know, how did you go from just a fan of someone's work to then, of course, getting on their stage to speak to what, 10,000 people or 7,000 people?
What are you talking, Inman Connect?
Yeah, so, but I'm saying, how did you get on that? And tell us all what it is you do, first of all.
Okay, so I am a professional real estate agent, and I am also a real estate broker. And I've been very successful. And a lot of people asked me a long time ago how I did it. So I wrote a book on how to do it. And then from there, I decided I wanted to start a business called marketpros.com, which was a place for real estate agents to be known as trusted in their community.
Yes.
And so I wanted the world to know about it. And I know that Inman Connect, they have these 2 huge events every year where they have about 7,000 or 8,000 people that are there.
Wow.
And so I reached out to the person who organizes it, which was Brad Inman. And after about 4 or 5 phone calls, he never called me back. And so I did a video and I sent him one of my books and said, be watching for my video. It's coming soon. And then, so I FedExed my book to him, and then I sent him a video in an email. And then I got a call directly from him. And he said, listen, we're having Inman Connect New York City. And this was in 2017. And he said, listen, he goes, you tried too hard. He says, you need to, you're going to be one of the new kids on the block, and I'll let you introduce your idea to the world there. And that's what I did. So, and here I am.
And I brought Carrie on today just for a couple minutes before we close out this call, because you have to understand that as a speaker, you've got to be proactive in your marketing. The first time they say no means nothing. It means nothing. You know, if you haven't gotten a number of no's, it means you're just not trying hard enough.
Same with the media, Bill. Same with the media. Same stuff.
So a big secret part of this is that you have to start every Sunday night by downloading all the great places you have a passion to speak at. On Monday, get yourself a virtual assistant or whatever it is, a VA, to get on the phone and start talking about you to these stages. And before you know it, if you're packaged properly, and not you that's making the calls, I know Carrie did this, but not you many times, but you get someone else to make these calls. If they're calling 6, 7 times and they're sending videos and sending books, it's going to get somebody's attention. And it works the same in media. So, Carrie, could you give out the website one more time while they get some more information about Market Pros, your new innovative system for only finding first-class agents?
Right. And it's not for finding homes. It's the only website in the entire world that strictly focuses on finding Class A, 5-star, trusted, high morals, ethical agents. I mean, this is the only place in the world where you will find just agents. And the agents are not ones that just have a pulse and a credit card. These are agents that actually are vetted and actually have a qualification.
Well, listen,
to get on the website.
here's the bottom line. I love what you're doing. I think that this is what's a great idea. But I also love your tenacity and your passion to win. So if you're listening today, I hope you got that from all three of these amazing, powerful women speakers. They have a tenacity and a passion to win. You have to have a tenacity and a passion to win, or you're going to live somebody else's dreams. Listen, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to finish up this broadcast today. But it was awesome to have you on. Great to come on. Any last-minute words you want to share, Carrie, very quickly?
No, I just hope that I can see everybody on the summit tomorrow.
Yeah, don't forget, everybody, come tomorrow. Get registered right now. GlobalElevationSummit.com. Get your tickets right now. They're free. Or the VIP comes with all the recordings, comes with a ticket to our big Ultimate Wealth Camp in Vegas, comes with a 3-day, 2-night vacation in Vegas, all for $49 for the VIP. So if you'll go to GlobalElevationSummit.com, get your tickets for tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. It starts very early and goes till 6 p.m. Eastern. We've got one of the top leaders at a company called iHeartMedia kicking off the conference on how to get great media for your business. So do not miss this incredible event tomorrow. And I want to say thanks, you guys. Let me let you guys go, and I'll jump on and close it out. Thanks, Carrie. So today, I hope you got a lot of good information on taking your speaker business to the next level. Don't forget, if you have a passion to speak and sell from stage, please just text the word. It's real simple, right? Text the word platinum to 26786 and set up a call. You know, it really just comes down to, and let us make the decision of what you're great at. Is what you're great at going to be something that the market has an appetite for? And don't you do that. Let us help you make that decision. I've watched more people that tell me, oh, people don't have an interest in that. Oh, well, I think a lot of people do, because here's 10 other speakers that have done this successfully. The key things: are you an expert at what you do? Does it serve a lot of people? Is there money in the space? Are you passionate about it, right? And would you probably do it for free? If you are, this would be the perfect time. Just text that word platinum to 26786 from your phone. Get a strategy session set up with myself or the team, and go for it. So my last comments for speakers today is don't quit. Don't let nobody rain on your parade. Don't let nobody discount your big dreams, your big goals. Because for some reason, there's haters out there. They just can't wait to see you fail. And understand that your success is always based on your ability to convert your dream into a real plan and then execute like a superstar. You've just heard from some powerful people that are executing, and they're consistent. Consistency wins every time. So please be consistent. Don't be afraid to go after your goals and dreams, and give it 1,000%. Not 91, not 94. Give it 100%. And when I say that, 10 times that is the extra mile. It's in the extra mile that the greatest stories are born. So don't be afraid to let other people, once again, slow you down. Thanks so much, Identity LA, and Tracy, thank you. Yeah, Tracy Boone, what a powerful story she has. You've got to hear her story and her son's story. Just incredible. Christine, great job as always. You rocked it. And I just want to say that last but not least is that you got a story in you. Let's bring your story to market. I hope this was helpful. You can get access to the broadcast. You can go watch the broadcast again. It'll be inside of our Success Club. You can go right to Success Club, www.successclub2020.com, and join for free and enroll for free. and you can get probably 100 hours of great content. Listen, everybody, Michael Silvers, thanks for putting it together for us. For all those that joined on, I know some of you joined on late, but become a member of the club, Success Club. I think there might be one too many S's there, so let me retype that. Join Success Club. 2020.com today. It's free and full of great content. There you go. All right, everyone. SuccessClub2020.com. Go get your enrollment set up there. It's free. You get access to all these tons and tons of great recordings. But it's your time. I love you guys. Have a great day. I look forward to seeing you at the next live event. Bye-bye for now.